I'm Joe Reel, and this is The Creative Mind. Welcome to the very first episode of the Creative Mind podcast. This show has been an idea that I've been juggling around for about a year, and I'm really excited that I'm able now to make it a reality. The purpose of the Creative Mind is to explore the minds of modern-day creators in an attempt to understand how they create their art. These creators will range anywhere from writers and musicians to filmmakers and game developers. Episodes of The Creative Mind will be released bi-weekly on Mondays. For the first episode, I was able to talk with Yura, Max, and Dima of my favorite band, On The Go. On The Go is a Russian band based out of Moscow. They have released 4 full-length albums and 2 EPs. I was so excited when they agreed to do this interview. Please go to iTunes and hit subscribe and leave a rating and review for this podcast. iTunes reviews really help the show get noticed by more listeners, so please take 5 minutes of your time and do that. You can also follow the show on Facebook at facebook.com/The Creative Mind Pod. That's facebook.com, The Creative Mind Pod. Also, follow the show on Twitter at TCM Pod. That's at TCM Pod. And while you're on Twitter, follow me at Joe_Reel. That's at Joe_Reel. And now, without any further delays, let's jump into the interview. So you guys are in Russia right now.
Yes, in Moscow.
Yeah.
It's part Otradnaya.
Okay. And what time is it there right now?
It's almost 2.
Oh, wow. Right now it is 6:48 a.m. here. So very.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
about that.
it's very good. No, it's good. I'm I love that I was able to do this. It's awesome with the technology nowadays, what we can do.
Yeah. Thanks to internet.
Yeah. Yeah, we're able to have this conversation over the internet. So with me from On The Go right now, I have Yura. Is that how you say it? Yura?
Yeah.
Did I say it right that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yura.
Max, and you and Max are brothers, correct?
Yes.
And then Dima, which is the bass player of the band.
Yeah, and the lyrics co-writer.
And co-writer. Okay, awesome.
English is not our home native tongue, but
yeah.
still,
Well, you guys do
try
it. You guys speak well because I was nervous after
how we're gonna sound.
Because
hello,
yeah,
it's Yuri from Russia.
Yes, I had been talking to I guess Dima. It was on Facebook, and afterwards my wife was talking to me, and she was like, "Well, do they?"
So, but me and Dima, we studied English pretty hard.
Okay.
We're like linguists.
Okay, gotcha. Is that
a little bit?
Is that something that most students there are bilingual in Russia?
No.
Oh, really?
Not really. It's
Okay.
Most students normally speak only Russian,
Okay.
and it's an exception for you to meet a person even in Moscow who will even give you a direction where you go if you address them in English. So
yeah,
if you're lost in this city. But it's pretty much the same way in Europe. We were in Germany and France and Spain, Italy, and you always meet people where
English.
they don't speak English.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really know, but it's pretty bad in Russia about English.
I think most of the major cities in Europe, you can pretty much. From what I understand, is that most major cities, you find a lot of bilingual people, correct? Or
yes, if you're using the tourist routes.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
if you're somewhere, I don't know, in the suburbs and stuff like that, I'm traveling a lot, I guess.
Okay.
In my opinion, but I usually get in a situation when you have no answer if you address in English. So.
Yeah. Were you guys expecting me to have any type of I know like in other countries the idea of the American is a country accent with the hic Was that something you guys were expecting, or you didn't really?
No,
Oh, okay.
man. I've been to US like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
With different period of. I was working in a camp, in a Christian camp, and at the time I was 20.
Okay.
It was.
You were working in the U.S. at a Christian camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was cutting grass on a John Deere.
Oh, okay.
So.
Nice.
Cutting grass on a John Deere.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. You sound right at home. Yeah.
It was a great time, and I really liked the country.
Yeah.
And I really like to go there. So I have no disillusion about how you guys really are.
Okay,
so
good.
represent
Yeah.
yourself. And,
Good.
I've been to different parts of US.
Okay. Good. Have you been to D.C.?
Yes.
Okay. I'm about now.
I was there even at the game of NBA game. It's the only time I had a chance to see.
Okay, the Wizards. Did you watch the Wizards play?
The Wizards
Yeah.
with the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah,
Nice.
It was
Okay.
2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I live in so I'm in Virginia in a part called Hampton Roads, and I'm probably
Yeah. My wife's aunt is in West Virginia. I guess. Yeah, she lives there. She's Russian, but she and her husband, they work on some musical apps for iPhones and
Okay,
iPads,
nice.
and they live there. And we even
So you said they're in West Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm probably about I'm not too far from West Virginia. From DC, I'm probably about 3 hours, 3-hour drive. So it's not too far. Yeah.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
We were driving from New York to Miami and back. Oh
yeah. Wow, that's
it's the first road trip we had, and then the West Coast. When I already had a daughter, me and my wife and the daughter, we traveled there. So it's kind of, I've seen America a little. Yeah.
Nice. Has anybody else from the band been to America at all, or
No, unfortunately not yet.
Okay, gotcha. Have you guys seen a lot of fans growing outside of Russia, or do you guys mostly see most of your fan base in Russia?
No, it grows, but slowly, because we're physically not outside Russia too many times a year.
Yeah.
I guess.
Now you guys do a little bit of touring in Europe, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
But it's still not enough. We have to do it more often, and actually spend some time of a year outside Russia to really improve the fan base, and we're getting there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I actually came across you guys on a blog my wife did, and we discovered y'all's music that way. It's kind of really random, and just blew our minds once we started listening to it.
So why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about the band and how you guys got started?
Well, the whole thing started back in 2007, when we kind of grew out of the alternative or some metal projects we were into at the time.
Wow. So you guys were in a metal band at one time?
It started kind of that way, and then
it was kind of a new metal alternative metal.
Okay. Wow.
with some flavor from emo stuff, and yeah.
Now the one metal band I do know from Russia is I guess it's called the Korea. Is that who they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that
St. Petersburg?
Yeah. Was that kind of y'all's style? What you guys were going for back then? Or?
They're too heavy for us.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Actually, we kind of like them, but yeah. So it happened like this.
Is this Yura talking right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's me.
Okay,
me.
so,
And
yeah.
actually, I started a band
Okay.
on the go. I wanted to play with my younger brother. This is the first reason we just got together, and I was into some British wave music at the time. So some our other brother in the middle, his name is Sasha. He is a skateboarder, and he brought us some new music to be blown away with. So we just kind of tried to work in that direction.
Was it stuff he was writing, or was it a band he was showing you?
No. He just listened to a lot of stuff. Like he brought us Block Party, The Strokes, and
Yeah. Okay.
things like that. And from that point, we wanted to create something
Wow.
fresh for our vision.
Yeah.
And that's how we came together in a garage to start playing, start composing, jamming. That's how On the Go was born.
Wow. And what year was this when all this started rolling?
Yeah, the first rehearsal happened on 14th of April 2007.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
the first gig a year later, or a little less than a year. The first gig. I don't know which was the point to count as the life of the band, but we prefer to like the first rehearsal.
Yeah. And now
Got together.
has the lineup been? It's been the same since you guys started, correct?
No.
No?
The
Okay.
bass player, the position of the bass player, it was kind of tricky for us to. Yeah, and right now we're super happy with Dima. He's with us for how many years? 4 years. 4 years already. Yeah, we met him when we moved to Moscow.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He's from Nadim. He's not from Taliati. Yeah. We started in a small town, and then we moved to Moscow in 2009. We changed the approach of writing music. We didn't have the opportunity to get together in a garage and jam and create something like this. And we were desperate to survive, and started working on a computer, some sound interface programs and stuff like that. We tried to just go from the point zero there. We never really touched the computer before and to record music.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So were you guys using like 4-track recorders or something like that?
No. We were using a sound engineer in the studio.
Oh, okay.
We were working at the time on our day jobs and collecting money to afford ourselves a studio to create stuff, to record stuff like our first EP.
Yeah.
We went to some small city, which is called Tver. We lived there for a while and just recorded our first EP. 4 track. Oh no, it was 8 tracks. Yeah, and we put it online, and that's how people got to know us, and we started touring a little, from like.
Just locally in the area, Moscow. And
Yeah,
St. Petersburg?
and
Okay.
then to Moscow, and then we had to decide which city we want to choose to develop the career.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we decided between St. Petersburg and Moscow, and yeah, we made the right choice actually.
So you guys moved to Moscow to pursue the band as a full career?
Yes, it was like that because we were imprisoned in our small city. Actually, we didn't have that much clubs and that many clubs and opportunities to grow. We felt that going out on tour is so much problematic for us because Moscow is the center of Russia, not only like the capital. It is also when you transfer to get to other cities, it's always, or in many ways, it is through Moscow. So geographically, you have to move through the city, and the location, it's not like.
I guess this is Dima. Yeah.
Okay.
Like at that time, like was it like 2008?
Yeah, at the
or
end
9?
of 2009, we moved to Moscow.
Yeah. So I should say that at the end of 2008 and 2009, 10, the club scene in Moscow and St. Petersburg was like blooming, you know.
Yeah.
Really, like lots of clubs emerged.
Cigarette sponsors, alcohol
sponsors.
sponsors.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. They
Lots of
made-
money in it.
Yeah.
They made like great parties for the people.
Yeah.
Like underground stuff.
Hmm.
And I guess the bands like
Yeah.
saw it from their small town. And
Yeah, we had the opportunity to work with a label as well at the time. So, and we just decided to go for it. It was pretty hard.
Yeah.
At first.
Was it scary making that first step?
Yeah, Max was only 17
Okay.
when we moved.
Wow. So
Didn't have the opportunity to get a job. Actually, I was working in some shop, some luxury
We should say that in Russia,
children.
in Russia you can't have a job unless at least you are
18. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't have the.
He didn't have the opportunity to do anything.
Yeah, he had to survive
Wow.
outside of his hometown. Yeah.
So was he basically living off your income at the time too? Were you supporting him through that, or?
Yeah. At the time, we all tried to support each other.
Mm-hmm.
Our friends who already lived in Moscow, they like invited us to stay at their places, and they really helped us. So.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
It was.
A lot of times you see these bands just like you guys that make these decisions to jump out and leave, their small town and make the effort to go for their career and make it full time in music. And really, it's definitely paid off with you guys. It seems.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is pretty good.
I mean, sometimes it's. I guess you just have to make that jump to, go for it or don't.
Yeah, we were lucky to. We were not that. It was not a strange decision for us because all of our families supported us.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, they said go for it and just believed in us.
Yeah. When you guys moved into Moscow, is there any kind of government help with musicians? Because I know like Canada, they have a special program where they can, it's like a tax rebate.
We heard a lot of stories like that.
Yeah.
Norwegian bands and some Estonian bands, some Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Lots of programs in Asia as well, but we don't have.
Russia doesn't do anything like that?
Not right. Right now, maybe. But at the time, we didn't have any support from government.
Well, actually, we have couple or like 3 shows in London, like in 2 weeks, and one of the shows is supported by Russian embassy.
Oh wow, okay.
But I guess it is like more in terms of PR to get Russian and English speaking Russian community to
connected.
The gig.
Yeah.
So it's not like they give you a place to rehearse or give you money to buy stuff.
Yeah, there's no type of
there's no such thing like that in Russia.
Yeah, okay. There's no type of like free studio time or anything that's paid for by them.
No, nothing like that. You have to do it on your own.
Yeah, that's how it is here too. It's they definitely if you're an artist in the music world, you're definitely fighting to make yourself known.
Yeah.
But,
well, I guess I should say it's a bit different when you play like classical music. They have this grants and they have this supporting stuff.
Okay.
But if you are a really good classical musician, for example, like you play violin like a genius, they can send you to.
Yeah, to some university, and give you a grant to study there or something like that. But nothing for just bands and underground acts, artists like this. They don't get much support, I guess. Not a single.
Not support at all.
Yeah, but we have Red Bull Music Academy and programs like that, but it's commercial stuff.
Okay.
It's not government.
Gotcha. So since Dima's been in the band, was y'all's solo album On The Go, self-titled, was that released before he was in, or was that released after?
Yeah, it was released when we were in Togliatti, in our hometown. It's the stuff we recorded at Tver.
Okay.
This is our... Yeah, and we were kind of wanting to move on with what we do, and it was like the critical moment for us. The moment we moved to Moscow, started believing in ourselves more, as this is our main thing to do. It's not our hobby anymore. So, and we tried to look deeper, not to play a role of a rock star and musician and pretend to be garage thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, garage.
And we started to really create something that we feel, like not to play a role. More like that, yeah, I guess. And we had the opportunity to work at the studio. Human Records is our record label at the time. We released our first single, In the Wind, in 2010. It was a result of collective work. I don't know, we showed our demos to our label and decided which way to go, because we changed a lot. With the approach to what we say, what we sing, and I don't know.
The musical style.
Yeah.
I noticed definitely between the self-titled On the Go album and the single of In the Wind, there seemed to be a huge difference in the style you guys were going for.
So this was the critical moment when we moved, and we got into a new, I don't know, musical society. It was based in Moscow. We were influenced by new stuff, and we were working at our homes, with a little sound interface and a computer and MIDI controller, and that's where we started with.
Wow. Do you guys still do any kind of tracking at home when you guys are doing demos, or do you guys mainly stay in the studio?
Of course, yeah. We right now it's not that easy, and we have to get ourselves a place outside of home to properly work.
Right.
And it's good, because at home you don't have these work hours, and you don't have that discipline to.
You get distracted easily.
Yeah. You just too relaxed. You just, I don't know, mess up your working hours and sleeping hours, and it doesn't work that good for us right now. So that's why we decided to
rent a place.
To rent a place, to move our workplace somewhere else. And right now it's like that. But it had to be a home for a huge period of time when we didn't have enough money to get ourselves to rent something. Right now we're renting a garage. So again.
Is that for practice space? Is that?
Yeah, for practice as well. For writing, it can be like I go and write my demos. Maxim goes and write his demos, and then we get together and
Well,
this is a part of a creative process right now.
Yeah. Are you guys currently, where you're at right now with your music, are you guys able to solely just work with music, and that's able to support you guys, or are you guys having to do any type of extra work outside of your musical careers?
For a while, we don't have any extra work already, but sometimes it's pretty tough still. Yeah, there are periods of time in between albums when we have to fight for our right to party. I don't know. I don't know.
Do a lot of you guys are you guys staying together, or do you guys have your own separate places? How does that work right now in Moscow?
We, from the very beginning, we were pretty much separate. Max was sharing a room with the drummer, with Grisha for a while. Okay. But I'm a family guy from the very beginning. I moved here with my wife, so that's why we were renting a flat. And that's actually was one of the problems at the time. We were not at the same spot. Moscow is pretty big, and to get together, it was tough. That's why we decided to work at home.
You said you were married. Is anybody else married in the band?
Everyone except me, except Dima.
Oh, okay.
Right now it's like that. Yeah, we're all family people. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have kids too, or is it?
I do.
Okay.
I have a daughter. She's 3 years old. Actually, it was her birthday party yesterday.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I'm kind of hangover.
Yeah. Kind of trying to recover from that.
No, it was great.
Okay, good. So when you guys decided that you were looking to get signed, or when you guys were in Moscow and you had the demos going and you were kind of changing your sound, was it hard to get recognition from the record labels around there?
Well, the situation was like we were currently working with the label already. So we were invited to be a part of a label. It was nothing with a contract. It was like all friendship and stuff. And but it was okay. It was good. We got support and creative support as well. And yeah, we didn't have to pay for our studio time for a while. And it was Human Records, and we were pretty happy with where we were at the moment. And yeah, it was like this.
So you guys said that you actually didn't sign a contract with Human Records. Are you guys signed with anybody now?
Actually, we're unsigned for like 4 years or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
3 or 4 years. We do our stuff on our own. It's like, I don't know, independent thing going. We don't have... we really don't have a chance here to...
get a proper contract, I guess.
Yeah,
Because
in Moscow.
The thing is that we don't have many labels in here, so we don't have many independent labels. They're like less than 10, I guess. And like half of them are for like electronic music, like house and techno stuff.
Yeah.
And the major labels, they are for big sleazy pop stars.
Yeah, with the shitty music. But
yeah.
we don't really have the opportunity to choose here, and no one really approaches us. So we're happy where we at in Russia. So
yeah, I guess that's why we are trying to make some gigs and like showcases in Europe and in England and stuff.
yeah, we really don't want a Russian label, actually. So.
Yeah, is that if you guys do get signed to a Russian label, do you feel like that would kind of keep you guys from expanding outside of Russia?
It depends.
Depends on the contract, I guess. But
Depends on the label, or if it's a part of a major label, international label, it could work. But it's not happening here because major labels are interested in the same sleazy pop.
Yeah, same style.
yeah, another thing that in Russia there is a lot of like piracy. You can download music anywhere from everywhere, and you will not get punished.
Oh wow,
So it's like
it's hard to make some money off your albums.
yeah, you are making money just off the gigs.
Yeah, merch and
That's all.
actual tickets.
Yeah, yeah, mostly it's like that. That is why labels are not really existing on our level, I guess.
Oh wow, okay.
It's not working.
Yeah.
Are platforms like Spotify and Apple Music helping deter people from piracy in Russia?
Spotify is still not working here.
Oh really?
So
Yeah,
yeah, we have
yeah.
to use some
Yeah, well,
apps
I personally use Apple Music. And,
Okay.
we have a Russian thing called Yandex Music. So
Right.
it's a streaming stuff.
service.
Yeah, I saw a while ago you guys posted on Facebook that you put your new album on Yandex, and I tried to get up there. It was all in Russian, so I didn't get very far.
Yeah, the thing is that the thing about us releasing the origins only in Russia is that because we are trying to get signed
Outside Russia right now.
outside Russia, because if we release it like in Europe and in the US,
Mhm.
they will not care about it because it will be already out.
Right. So you want to use that as leverage to
Yeah,
sell this and
so
you get
this
out.
year we are showcasing outside Russia. First it's London, then we're planning to go to Germany. So, yeah, that's about plans actually.
Yeah.
The nearest future.
That sounds like a good plan to use that.
Yeah, for us as well. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Has the fan reception of the album in Russia, has it been pretty good? Are you guys getting good feedback on it?
Yes, it's more emotional. The feedback.
More polar, I guess. So
It's a good sign for us.
It's a good sign for us because when you are becoming more popular, you start getting like more negative stuff, more negative comments, and I think this is good because when you are like supported only by your friends will always support
Praising
you.
you,
Yeah.
We're pretty satisfied with the reaction. For me, like, I get the reaction from the people I did not expect to get it from, because that means a lot to me because our previous releases, they were, I don't know, it was pretty much the same. People were happy about it, and that's about it. And right now, I get the impression that it really made a difference somehow. I don't know. With our every single release, with our new music, we try to somehow outgrow ourselves. Yeah, to bring something new, to make a surprise for everyone. Like, we're different now, so we're trying something else, and it was pretty bold this time, and it paid off, I guess, with the reaction.
Yeah. Would you guys ever consider relocating, depending on where you guys get signed, or are you guys pretty much set staying in Moscow or anywhere else in Russia?
I guess yes. We are open to finding a place outside Russia to work at. I don't want to say that we want to move away from Russia. We actually considering a variant with where we basically still a Moscow-based band, but we spend, I don't know, half a year, or 9 months of the year outside Russia to work, because we understand that music industry we want to get into is 99% outside Russia. So that is why it's okay for us to relocate on some, I don't know, terms, and for a period of time.
Yeah, it's a shame that it seems that it has to be that way, where a lot of bands don't get any type of recognition until they move to,
it's a normal thing. Because we understand that we're actually different part of the world, because English language is
not very common here.
Yes, it is a huge barrier to get pretty much the same support as the bands who sing in Russian get here. So that is why we understand that is a certain level of growth we can get here, and then we have to move on. We have to expand and get ourselves into other places with different, I don't know, ways we can get there. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you see a lot of other bands in Russia singing or performing in English like you guys in Korea? Is that something that's pretty common, or is most of it, most artists sing and perform in Russian?
There is a certain musical community who
like an underground music community often performs in English. But now, I guess, like since 2016, it shifted a bit.
Yeah.
So lots of bands who sang in English are started to
Russian.
sing. Yes.
Yeah. It's the new trend here. But some bands are sticking to English, and they do pretty well. I can.
Yeah, like Pompeia.
Like Pompeia, Tesla Boy, Motorama. Who else we've got?
Yeah.
We got new names, Man Island. These guys perform in English, and they're doing good. They're pretty successful. Some of them outside Russia as well.
Have you guys been doing a lot of your own headlining tours there in Russia?
Yeah, and we expand, actually. We get to places we've never been before, and every single new tour is a level up for us.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of towns we never had a chance to get still, because Mother Russia is so big.
Yeah. Now, earlier you guys were saying that you said mainly what's pretty much popular there in Russia, which sounds like the same with the U.S., is the, as you put it, the sleazy pop bands.
Yours is better.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Still, we have like such monsters here, and they're pretty popular. And their shows, the television shows, they get onto, they just look awful. It's like blood from my ears.
Oh, wow. That bad. Wow. So are you guys seeing this style that you guys, I want to say created. I don't know. I've never heard, really anybody kind of doing what you guys are doing, mixing with different styles. You hear like R&B almost kind of with pop, with rock, with alternative. Is anybody else really doing that there in Russia, kind of doing this new progressive style, which you guys are trying to seek?
Really, I can say no. I guess no. I don't see anyone as crazy as us, because everyone is trying to stick to something to like hit the same spot to get more attention, because it's kind of risky to change a lot, to be experimental, and we don't give a shit, I guess.
Well, that's awesome.
We just don't care.
We just don't care. We enjoy doing what we're doing. So it's like we're really into this process, and every time we challenge ourselves to, I don't know, to create something new, to mix something very uncommon together and get something interesting out of it. So.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you guys are willing to do that, because, man, it's just been it's been amazing watching you guys or hearing you guys go from.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, from y'all's early stuff and into what you guys are doing now. With the recording of Origins, I love. We've had, so here in the U.S. we've had 3 singles that you guys released. You released two of them together, In the Morning, and then First Step, and before that it was Wake Up Call.
Yeah.
What typically goes down when you guys are doing the writing process before you record? Is that a band effort, or is there specific people in the band that are doing most of the writing, and then you bring it to the table for everybody else?
Actually, it's me and Max who create the sound, and Max is the arrangements. Max is the multi-instrumentalist, and mostly all the musical ideas are his, or I kind of produce what he's doing. So I'm bringing some vocal parts. Right now I'm bringing some songs like put together with the structure, and he arranges it. Actually, we change the approach every single time. We try to get new energy out of it. We started with some hip-hop attitude, like get a loop and work over it, like sing different parts, write some bass lines and drum patterns, and kind of play with it. But right now, it's with the Origins, it's kind of natural for us to get to the point where we satisfied with this common and international attitude, like when you sit at the piano and just sing and create some like form of a song, and then you kind of arrange it, because before this album it was unnatural for us to work like that. I was not able to speak that way before, and right now I can, and I enjoy it so much. So by the way, one of the songs on the album, Two of a Kind, is Max's debut. He sings on it. He leads lead vocals, and he wrote the whole song by himself.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it's kind of, we try to
And now, is that the song? I saw you guys did an acoustic. It was like an acoustic private show you guys did for live streaming. Was that the song you guys were performing on there? Which song was that?
Yeah, we might, because we play it in acoustic.
Okay.
Tonight as well, we're gonna play it on a radio again. Yes. Max is singing there. I'm on backing vocals, and it's kind of different from what we did before. And
yeah, kind of mixing it up.
Yeah.
So you're kind of doing the old Depeche Mode with switching it up with vocals.
Yeah. We always considered it, but this is the perfect time for Max to step up, and take the lead. We don't play this frontman or thing roles. We're a musical collective, and we open to new ways of creating and speaking to the audience. That is why I'm very glad my brother is doing something like this.
So that means that Dima might be singing on the next album, right?
He's actually his vocals are on the album. He's saying these words.
Oh, okay. Okay. Awesome.
He talks. Okay, but
Spoken word. Okay.
But Dima is helping me with the lyrics a lot. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I do write lyrics. I'm bring the message of the song, and he's one of my editors and a ghost writer, but he's not a ghost. He's a co-writer. Yeah, Max and we create the forms of the song, the musical structures and things like that, and then the lyrical part, the hardest for me, I share it with Dima, and then the song is ready.
So you said the old way that you guys used to come up with ideas was by creating almost like a beat for the song.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back at like old songs, like the song "At Bay," basically a song like that would have started out with that undertone and just that low bass. Is that basically how that song came to be? You guys started out with that.
It was a riff, I guess.
It was a guitar riff.
Okay.
Something that.
Gotcha. And so now you're saying that you're actually able to sit down with an instrument and just kind of
With a piano, with a guitar. Yeah, Max
Sing.
wrote Two of a Kind with a guitar. I wrote a couple of songs, just me and piano in the garage. Yeah, I just created the structure and then brought it to Max, and we together arranged it. Yeah.
So on a song like "In the Morning," which so far I think has been my favorite of what's been released from Origins, how did a song like that come to be? Did you guys create the lead riff on guitar first? Was that something that you guys started with that and then started building?
There was a vocal part. It was, yeah, for a different arrangement, and it didn't stick together. And Max took the vocal part, started creating something like the intro for a song.
Yeah.
And then it all transformed a little. I changed the beginning of the vocal part, and yeah, we kind of liked that craziness of the guitar in the beginning, and then we realized that we have to like come to some place where we can start an actual song.
Yeah,
So,
bring it down.
yeah, bring it down a little to
Yeah,
structurize it, and then this guitar riff, it created the whole
It's like
mood.
the guitar riff like
Connect.
parts.
Yeah, connected the parts of the song itself. And actually, when we began writing our first songs for the album, we kind of work with checkpoints. So the Wake Up Call was the first checkpoint for us to like. It was a sign that we're beginning something new. It was basically for us and for our listeners. It's a message that we're doing something right now, and we really don't know where it's gonna lead us. In the process, we started realizing that it's so much fun to come back with the guitar sound as a leading part of the whole sound of the band. Yeah.
Because the previous album was so much like synth and drum machine based.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it was natural for us to switch the approach and become more, live-ish.
So that's the origins for us. We were listening a lot of guitar music when we were kids. Our father, was listening to a lot of bands like Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, and things like that. We were into that when we were kids, and right now it's so natural to bring up something like that. It kind of emerges by itself when you get an instrument going. That is why Origins is like that.
And I did notice, so the One Spark EP seemed to be very heavy on strings and bass and guitar. And when you guys went into November and Young Hearts, you kind of went, like you said, more for that beat and synth and
the rhythm. Yeah.
Are you guys trying with Origins? Are you guys kind of trying to go back to that more guitar lead?
More emotional,
rock and roll
I
type.
guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of a journey for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't want to do the same thing over and over again. It's a nightmare for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's we don't want to be prisoners of our own one song project thing. We
Right.
don't want to do over and over again the same.
Yeah, and
I don't know. Someone is pretty happy with it when it's all the same song playing, but it's not gonna work for us. We won't be able to continue. It's just we're like that. I don't know. We never had obligations from a major and monster label, and yet we don't know how it's gonna turn out for us. But the moment someone's gonna tell us you need to write like 5 more songs, like the Whaler, for example,
Yeah.
it will be done for us. I don't
just
know.
walk right out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, and I'm sure your fans love that you guys have been changing it. Not to say that anything has been really repetitive that you guys have done or tiring to listen to, but it's been very interesting to see you guys progress and evolve with each album. It's almost like you're keeping that same style that you guys are doing, but you guys are adding different
Yes,
takes to
it's
it. Yeah.
it's like it's the voice that we have. I don't know. It's something.
Yeah, I guess
It's the core.
It's the core. Yeah, we found our own voice, our own sound, but every time I'm amazed how the guys can add to that sound or just strip it down to the very beginning. So like all the songs sound very different and very similar at the same time.
Yeah. When you guys released the In the Morning single, it came with First Step. Also it was like the first track on there. It started out with kind of a very strange sound with the guitars in there. Was that something that Max that you had come up with, or was that something that Yura that you had come up with?
The guitars is all the Max's work. Yeah,
It's always Max comes up with the guitar parts.
I really don't play guitar, so
Oh, okay. Okay.
I only play keys a little, and mostly all the instrumental work goes to Max. I just kind of add something or say if he's going in the right direction or not. So we're trying to find something together, but basically it's his hands playing mostly most instruments, even drum patterns he creates them. So
Max, do you play drums, or do you create the drum patterns with like a drum machine or sequencer on your DAW?
okay, I can play drums, but when I writing the beat, I'm doing this with my MIDI controller.
Okay.
Yeah, and but actually I can play these parts. Yep.
Yeah.
It happens in some different times that we really don't have a drum kit around. So it's kind of natural for us to get a MIDI controller and just start with some VST drum kit.
Yeah.
And you can create something for a drummer, and then he plays it on a record. So yeah, it works like that for us at the moment.
When you guys record drums on the album, do you guys actually record drums, or do you guys ever use any type of drum samples through a VST?
No, with the Origins, Garisha recorded all the drums.
Mm-hmm.
It's our drummer, and he did this really good. Yep. So previously we used a lot of samples when we had.
Young Hearts in November.
Young Hearts is the most, I guess, electronic in this case.
Yeah.
And this time we decided to go all with the natural drum kits and instruments, and we didn't want it to keep it too much electronic.
Yeah, you want to change it up a little bit. Do you guys use any kind of? Do you guys ever sample your own stuff on any albums?
Our own stuff? No, never did that before.
Okay.
There is a sample actually. It's a gong. Is it a gong? Gong. Very big.
Symbol.
Yeah.
A very big symbol.
A huge symbol.
Like a big Chinese.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We use the same sample through the releases. It's on Origins as well.
Okay. What
Yes?
what
Yeah,
particular song?
In the morning, yeah. this sample, I don't.
From In the Wind.
Yeah, this sample we use it actually almost in every single
Oh, okay.
release. This is a sample of a cymbal. Yeah.
We really like it. Yeah.
So
So that was
we recorded it by ourselves,
Okay.
and we just use it over and over again.
Nice.
So this is the only sample that we sample from ourselves. Yeah.
Wow, nice.
So we don't sampling anything.
Okay. When you guys record with like the synth parts and stuff, are you guys using VSTs on there too, or do you guys try to? I know you see a lot more bands kind of trying to. In the U.S., you see people trying to leave kind of the native instruments type thing and try to, get the.
Yeah,
the
we do have
moods and
synthesizers, and we
Yeah.
mostly prefer to use synthesizers. Okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So from album November, you can hear Pharaoh Fit 8 in every song, I think. Yeah, we bought it in 2012.
We used it a lot, and we also used Moogs, Rolands, and Juno.
The
Yeah.
Juno. Okay. Do you know what Juno you use, or is it the 106?
Yeah,
Okay.
106.
Okay.
Yeah.
We still have that one.
Nice.
It's in here somewhere. Yeah. We actually don't like VST synths.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot recall the last time we used them. So
Wow. Okay. So,
Yeah.
so you guys have pretty much
Actually.
always used the hardware synths on the album.
yes, mostly it's Jupiter 6, sometimes the Roland, the old synths.
Yeah.
The
The classics.
There's plenty of them. Some of our friends lend us to use some,
Nice.
stuff they got. We don't really dig into VST synths. I don't know. We don't have the libraries.
So we're using a computer just for a recording, like a sequencer, and we don't use VSTs.
Okay. So the sequencer is pretty much the only VST instrument you guys are using, and everything else is pretty much coming direct in.
We use Logic now. We use Studio One to record stuff. We just record all the instruments we want and
Yeah.
then put them together. In the studio. We actually work on the sound mostly at the same studio at Human Records. We're no longer clients of a label, like represented in
not
a label,
signed
but we're
to
still working with the same sound engineer.
Mhm.
We begin with the single in the Wind. Yeah, we really work good as a team. Oh, actually, we had a different experience with the album November.
Uh-huh.
It was the only time when we mixed and mastered our music outside Human Records, and it was in London. Yeah, it was a good experience, but still, we like to work with Karnier. He's a good sound engineer, so it's kind of a tradition for us right now.
Do you guys have the rights to your old albums that you guys recorded
Yeah.
with them?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
That's That's
And
awesome.
we had no contract. It was like a friendship-based thing,
Yeah.
and we're still good friends, and we're going there on Monday with Max. So we kind of keep in touch.
Yeah. So you guys weren't signed with them at all, and you were basically just putting the music out through them, and they were helping you guys distribute it.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like this. Yeah, and they helped us a lot when we moved. Like they helped us to believe in what we're doing. I don't know. They supported us with our first video. They gave us the money and with some of the instruments, and we're very grateful.
That us with the hardware on a gym session, right?
Oh yeah. They supported us. Yeah, when we were shooting the video.
So they pretty much set all that up for you guys, and
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, and
cool.
Garnier was doing the recording as well.
cool. Are you guys planning on doing another session like that for Origins?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course, yes.
Is
We
it
already,
Summer.
yeah, this summer we already have a crazy location. We're gonna keep it a secret right now, but we hope it all works out, and
Okay.
it's gonna be amazing, I guess.
Yeah, and for the listeners, that's something definitely. If you guys are going to check out On the Go, whenever I try to refer somebody to you guys, I always tell them go check out the gym session and the gum session. That'll sell you on the band. So
Yeah.
go check it out. I mean, that's on y'all's YouTube page, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So you're after you and Max kind of collaborate and come up with the songs. Does each member ever tweak the songs once they get a hold of them, or is it kind of you guys stick to the same?
Well, maybe just a little bit when we're playing the songs live.
Yeah.
Well, at least I know that me and the drummer, we just adapted for a live thing,
Okay.
added more or less dynamics, and like, I don't know. Well, basically it's the same,
Okay.
but just
Yeah.
dynamically wise and articulation wise, it could be different.
Okay.
A bit.
We extend some of their versions for live session,
Gotcha.
and it's but actually everyone is pretty happy with the parts they get. So it's a challenge every time, and I don't know, we never learned music like from the very beginning. We didn't have this like
Classical training, or
all this education. That is why you see this evolution. That is why
Yeah.
we are learning.
Yeah.
We're in what we're doing, and this is so much fun for us. That is why we are doing it like that.
so you guys have never, or I guess you said you do now, but back in the Wind single that came out of the EP, at that time, did you guys have any type of musical education, like any type of, I guess you would say, knowledge of music theory or anything at that time? Or was it kind of you were just coming up with the sounds and what sounded good was what you were putting together?
Max did try to start.
Like 3 weeks in the college.
Yeah, 3 weeks in a college. I started trying myself as a musician when I was 19, and the age difference between me and my brother is 8 years, and he was 11. He started at the same time. We bought him a guitar. Our family bought him a guitar, and in the week or so, he began to create his own riffs, and he never went to any teachers and things like that. I don't know. He just got himself an instrument, and with his hands started learning something. I don't know,
Wow.
just trying. Yes, and I was invited in to try myself in a band as a backing vocalist. It was a metal band, and the person who invited me is at the present time is our key player, Zhenya.
Okay.
So it was his band, a metal band. He was playing a guitar, and I was singing. It was in Russian. It was terrible, but it was fun. It was so much energy. I never really had a chance to try something as powerful as music played live, and I was so much excited, and I wanted to try myself, and I developed myself as a singer into a lead singer, and so on and so on. So,
Do you guys have any material that's actually out on the internet from that? Is that something people could find, or did you guys never release anything from there?
we do have a social network which is called Vkontakte, vk.com. It's a Russian social network. It's like Facebook, but it's bigger in Russia.
Okay.
This social network is also a huge catalog of audio
Okay, gotcha.
and video as well.
So it's kind of like the old
It's
MySpace.
there. There is a band which is called Nils Travel. It's my previous band before On The Go. It was Zhenya's band.
Okay.
And yes, and somewhere I saw a video of even more earlier project I was in, the Deadline it was called, and there's a video over there in Vkontakte as well. Someone sent it to me, and I saw myself performing. It was back in 2005 or 2006 or something.
Oh,
like
wow.
that.
How old were you back then?
When it just began for me as a musician, as a singer, and it was already in English. Yeah, it was. There are some diamonds there, but we are not willing to
Release.
really make an impact on that somehow. It's not what we're.
Not what you're doing. Yeah.
It's not what we want to do right now. But to make
it's fun.
fun, someday maybe we'll do some stuff.
Did you and Max ever go through any type of vocal training when you guys were coming up through on the go?
Unfortunately, no.
That's
So
surprising.
we still don't have.
I mean, it's from what I hear. I mean, I would think that you did. I mean, it sounds amazing.
We do
especially-
have a lot of practice because we play a lot of gigs.
Yeah.
But we still would love a professional training if we get a chance with a very good professional. But right now, it's kind of tricky for us. All these 2 times I tried to communicate and to work with teachers, it didn't work well. And I'm I'm not that open person to just go and open myself and like this. And it's complicated. But I am willing to improve myself as a vocalist. So that is why I'm gonna do that. I'm pretty sure, and Max as well.
Yeah.
He needs that too, and to I don't know, for you to feel that evolution for third time. I don't know. So yeah.
Is it pretty difficult coming up with the harmonies you guys come up for vocals and songs, or does that come pretty naturally when you guys are writing?
It's difficult. Every time it's difficult. Every single part is carved out of wood. I don't know. It's pretty hard. It's a lot of time because every single part that we are creating, we don't want to do it just to do it. We want it to be very good.
Yeah.
Not
The
okay, not perfect, but maybe very good. So
yeah. Does that affect the time that it takes for you guys to?
it affects a lot.
Yeah.
And all these deadlines we put ourselves, it's a struggle with every single album. It's pretty hard and stressful, but in the end, it all works out, and all the energy we put into it all comes back with the gigs and with the result we get, and yeah, with this whole process of going somewhere.
Yeah. What's the typical length does it take when you guys start writing a song? So when you say that, okay, this is the best that we're going to get it, and we need to put this out.
It could be 2 days. It could be 2 months.
Okay.
So it's kind of
We have, I think that every album we call it like a killer song.
Yeah.
It takes so much time to write it. Like the last one was like 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something. Seaside Blues.
yeah. It was super hard. There is actually another version of this song.
It's called Seaside
like
Blues.
a dance version. It's
Oh,
like
wow.
we can release it as a remix or something. I don't know. On the previous album, the killer song was the song Wait.
Wait.
It was
okay.
like something
Yeah.
like a month working.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and but sometimes we are so stubborn and trying to push through with this same song, not switching to another one, and sometimes it's a mistake, and we're like, yeah, but we're still pushing, and nothing comes out, and yeah, it's a tricky and stressful process, but I don't know. I think we're getting a good experience, and I won't say we're learning a lot from our mistakes. And every single album for me is a little more difficult. I guess emotionally.
Just from challenging yourself each time. Is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Every single time I say to myself, we need to change the attitude, we need to change the approach, and hopefully next time it won't be that stressful. And I really pray to all gods that it won't happen again, that we will be so desperately willing to, I don't know, end it all at the moment. But it's what we love to do.
Yeah.
In the end, anyways. So.
Yeah, some of the songs, or pretty much all of them, but in particular, a song like "Denial" from November, just how that song begins with is that a goal that you guys really try to go for when you're writing a song, to make sure that each instrument is doing something different, to have basically its own voice?
Yeah, we were into some mathematical approach at the beginning of our Moscow period. We were excited with it, and we really liked to see each instrument as a separate unit, and it's if you play it alone, it will mean something.
Yeah.
And the whole thing works together so much interesting when every single part is like
It's not functional. It's not just functional. So even like I can speak as a bass player. The bass doesn't always have the function of the bass. It has like the bass frequencies, but it can be the function of the piano or the guitar or something completely off this planet. But yeah, that's why I like playing so much in this band.
Yeah, and particularly from In the Wind single, the Whaler song that was on there, the bass lead is just, I love that each instrument will have its own thing and its own spotlight in each song. There's never a dull moment in any of y'all songs. It's you're listening and you hear the guitar and you're like, oh man, the guitar, and then the drums come in and you hear the bass, and each part is, it's just phenomenal.
That's great. Thank you for digging it so deep. So
Yeah.
that's actually what we're put into our songs, and not everyone really realizes that. And,
Actually, it's the first time, I guess.
yeah, from the interviewer we get that. Yeah, we get the emotions about
Yeah.
the parts. Thank you.
Have you guys ever had any songs that you guys look back at now that have now been recorded and released on some of the old albums, where you guys just hear them and you guys are like, man, I wish we could go back and change that. Is there any songs that you guys have regrets on, or?
I guess it's more or less every song.
Wow, really?
Nah, it's okay. We kind of really willing to move on with every next release we put out.
Yeah.
And I like to not to listen to our previous releases for a long time, and then occasionally come back to one or another and just listen to it, not trying to really structurize or just to try to be a common listener, I guess.
Yeah.
And to listen to it, and in the end to say to myself, actually it's a pretty good album.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed that I'm in the credits. So yeah, and we're excited about our future every single time. To look back and try to change something. It's kind of not our attitude towards our music.
No regret for.
Yeah. It's like we were different people back in that time. So
Yeah. So it speaks almost to a way of where you were at with your life.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah. Has there ever been? I haven't noticed this in the albums, but I'm just curious. Is there any kind of concept ideas that go into an album when you guys when you write lyrics for it, or does each song basically have its own story?
More or less. Yeah, well, more or less, I guess. But I think that the Origins is the most, I don't know, like conceptual album of all.
Okay.
But we try to find,
even with the artwork.
and the structure of an album, the structure of the songs, the structure of the lyrics, it's very, very conceptual this time. But on the previous albums, we tried to find. So yeah.
Actually, it always depends on the period when we work with the album. Sometimes we have little breaks when we are not able to write any music, and then we have to keep going, and it affects on the wholeness of the album. Sometimes the mood and the lyrics as well.
We like still live off the gigs, and sometimes the upcoming gigs can break the studio time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so sometimes it's really, Yura's really right. Sometimes it affects the wholeness of the album, and it can be much more interesting even.
Yeah, the twists in the albums, created that way as well. But we don't really, I don't know, care about what's going on. We just kind of go with the flow, and we realize that we're telling our own story in the end anyway. So we're not telling anybody's story. So that is why it's kind of normal for us.
Yeah. Are there any songs that you guys look back on that you guys are just think is the best representation of On the Go that you are just so proud of, that are your favorite songs?
Our sound engineer Kornei is really he really likes to come back to these single "In the Wind and the Wailer" because it was actually something, some kind of a debut for him as a sound engineer and sound producer in a way. So he really says that he didn't have enough experience, but it all came out so, I don't know,
perfect.
yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but it's nothing. It's outstanding for us, for him, and something new that we created. When we come back to the record, I don't know, I don't have the same feeling because we kind of moved on with all the sound we created at the time, and we kind of changed it for the whole period.
Wow.
But for him, it's a milestone, I guess, when he created some level of quality. Yeah. He wanted to not to fall down with what he's doing, not to do something less cool, and
Okay. Do you guys have any interesting tour stories? Things that have happened on tour that just, people maybe wouldn't believe, or just crazy things that have happened?
We're pretty boring. We're pretty boring.
Really?
We just really.
we don't drink before shows.
Okay.
We don't throw like TV sets out of our hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Through the window, so.
Have you guys ever had any really strange fan reaction or fan conversations at all?
From time to time. Yeah. We do have some crazy stuff going on, but
I remember that girl who, like, when we were eating at the restaurant, the whole band, and there was a girl who like watched Max eating like,
What?
for half an hour. Just
Oh my gosh, just staring.
without blinking. Yeah.
Wow.
That was kind of crazy. In St. Petersburg. That was in St. Petersburg, I guess.
sometimes we're pretty stoked about what's going on with our fan actions,
Yeah.
like some flash mobs, some people showing up in.
You guys have flash mobs?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like what? Like people?
Actually, in some way, it is prohibited by the government right now, because
Yeah, really.
yeah, really, there is a law or something. If you're getting together, you need to like, you need to get a permit.
Yeah. Is it so? Are they?
But a small flash mob is okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, are they
Only yesterday we got a flash mob on Instagram. It's a small boomerang clip. If you go to Instagram and use our hashtag on the Go Band.
They are celebrating
A year.
the release of Wake Up Call.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Oh,
a year
wow.
ago we released Wake Up Call.
Wow.
So and they are kind of they got onto a spot where we had a photo shooting of our band, and the five of our fans stood at the same spots we were standing, and they kind of just,
Cosplayed it.
yeah, it's funny, and we see some people from different towns who are following us from time to time. We can
Yeah, like we have following from Chile or something, or Paraguay or something.
Oh wow. Okay. Is that from tracking from digital downloads and stuff like
yeah,
that?
and
Okay.
all this information on our social
Oh,
network
okay. Yeah, clicks that you guys
groups.
get.
Yeah.
So the flash mobs, do they show up with just, you said they'll do like cosplay, and do they have like music playing and stuff and dancing, or like what is the interaction with you guys when they show up?
They're playing what a tambourine.
Wow.
Yeah, they were actually repeating the same move I do when I play Wake Up Call.
Okay.
Gigs. Yeah.
Nice.
So and we actually like to support that. We had a quest going last autumn when we were releasing the second single in the wind. Well, in the morning and in the morning and first step. There was a quest for a group of our listeners, who were willing to participate. It was a group of something like more or less 30 or 40 people, who got through it. There were some missions they had to accomplish, and it was our key player Zhenya who were responsible for bringing this all to a conclusion. He organized it with Dima, and it was so fun.
Yeah, and like at the end we played like a special closed, a special private gig for these 40 people. They heard in the morning and first step first.
Yeah, actually, they had a chance to listen to it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, before the release. Yeah.
Do you guys ever have people like make you gifts or anything, or bring gifts to y'all's shows for you?
Yes. Sometimes.
My favorite was a bottle of tequila, I guess.
Okay.
We get portraits of us and something. Yeah. Well, Max has brought me like right now a portrait of him with when he had a long hair.
Uh-huh.
And there's a portrait where he is as a satire or something like that, and his hair as horns, 2 horns.
Oh wow.
This is a fun. That's fan art. We get some portraits and stuff. We have something like our small museum of our fan art. And actually, I right now I'm getting more of like presents for my daughter. Because,
Okay. Wow. Fans bring you gifts for your daughter?
She's the star. She's a little star of my Instagram, and
okay.
fans are trying to get her something, like a book or that's cool.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool. I did notice recently that you guys, I guess, took down your self-titled album. It's not on iTunes anymore. I can't find it on Spotify. Was that something that you guys are just, since it sounds different from what you have now, is that something you guys are kind of just putting away, or?
It's not like it's not really working with the whole concept of the band right now, but we're not really ashamed of it, and I'm not really sure if it's why it disappeared.
Oh, okay. Oh, you guys didn't purposely take it down?
We discussed something like that. We had the idea of maybe not putting it front because it's so much different from what we're doing now. But we didn't really want to take it down for it to disappear.
Okay, gotcha.
It's just our past. It's okay.
Yeah.
And it's still on the go. It's the same band, the same people.
Yeah, same lineup. Are there any songs on that album that you guys would ever want to re-record and maybe put on a future album?
Recreate.
Yeah. So, for instance, like I think the song, is it White Fences? Was that on that album?
The White Fence.
Yeah,
it's
White Fence.
From the previous. It's from the EP. It's.
Oh, before that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's our first release.
Is that something that you guys like songs? Because that
actually we did bring it up in our Moscow period. We had a live version of it. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different from what it is on the EP. I don't know. It's kind of difficult for us to come back to our past works.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Do you feel like that's bad?
Psychologically, for me, it's kind of I cannot get rid of the feeling that we're we're doing something.
Taking a step back or something? Do you feel?
Yeah, wasting our time or something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know. It's psychologically it's difficult, but who knows? Maybe someday we'll have enough time and be willing to come back and try to bring some life into our old works.
Yeah, because I actually recently just came across that on I guess it was on y'all's YouTube page. You have a really old. It was a early performance that you guys did, I guess, for a TV station or something like that.
Oh, it's the TV Rain.
Yeah, and that song was up there, and I had never listened to that EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
There
sounded good.
There are some B-sides and things like that. We also had in the middle of the night, the other version of the In the Middle of the Night.
Okay.
And stuff like that. There are some songs that we never really recorded or put out on internet.
Yeah.
And of course, it's kind of hard question for us if we want to, put. I heard that Radiohead right now got themselves the XL Recordings catalog. Oh, I guess they brought all of their works there into XL Recordings catalog, and right now all of their B-sides are missing from the
Oh wow, that's not good.
Yeah, it's so this is a thing that can happen. Some of the songs can miss out
forever
in the
gone.
end, and it's inevitable. But there are some diamonds if you look deep, if you dig deep. So, and it's interesting. So why not? We won't be against it if someone will put it out somewhere.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We have some unreleased videos actually, which are banned from release.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
That bad?
It's actually from the period of our first EP of the On the Go.
Oh
EP,
wow. Okay.
And the self-titled album. I do have 2 or 3 videos on my computer, which are like banned.
Oh no! Wow.
Yeah, but someday maybe.
Yeah.
You
should
have some fun.
Yeah. Do you guys celebrate April Fools there in Russia?
Yeah, of course.
You guys should release that as a joke one year and say that that's your new material.
We had something like that. We do have a little public. I guess it's like a small community in our that's our social network Vkontakte. It's made by our fans, and they're making jokes about the band.
Oh, no.
It's super funny.
Yeah.
And last year they actually did something like that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was a fake release of a band and stuff like that. They
Nice.
made a artwork.
Wow. Were people worried? Did they really think it was real or?
It was funny in the end. Anyway, some may believe that.
Yeah.
There's always at least one person who's not not enough.
Smart enough to realize.
Yeah. Or just not. Don't really aware of what date it is.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Do you guys have any plans for touring the U.S. or is that something you guys want to see yourselves do in the future?
Of course, it's one of our dreams.
Yeah.
U.S. is a tough mountain for us to climb on, but I hope someday, and I hope with us getting the support first somewhere outside Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, England. We're going there to get the support. If it works out, of course, next step after the Europe is US and Asia. Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, we'd love to go and play some shows to get into a van, and
Yeah.
we'd like to go on a road trip. We've been into a couple already, so. And to go there with a band, it's like a dream come true.
Yeah. Not too long ago, you guys were posting some teasers for a video. Is this a music video you guys are producing, or is this something else?
This is the video that for In the Morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Music video for In the Morning.
Yeah, and it's an extended version of the song as well. Not really a song, but it's the video is a bit longer than the song itself, and the story is much more complicated than the story in the song. I guess.
Yeah.
It's the whole other world of that the director created. So this is Yuri, who previously worked with our
Previous videos.
other
He's done a gum session.
he was shooting it as well. Yeah,
He's done a Keep Pretending video.
and Dimensions. Yeah.
And Dimensions.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and right now he's working on it, and it's in post production right now, and we've already seen the one of the versions of it, and hopefully it's gonna come out in May.
Okay.
So yeah,
Awesome.
we're working on it.
For everyone to see now, not only in Russia. So
Yeah.
Was the concept of the music video, was that something that you guys came up with the director, or was that something that he wanted to do it yourself?
It was all his idea, and we were just happy to jump on that boat.
Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, he's the one we really support with his vision, and we know that he's gonna do it well.
If people want to follow you or keep up with the band, what are some social networks and places that they can do that at?
For English-speaking audience, I guess it's Facebook, Instagram as well.
Is that
on Instagram?
YouTube?
YouTube channel, yeah, and it's kind of tricky from time to time because sometimes we
write in Russian.
post in Russian because our most audience
Is
speaks
Russian. Yeah. But yeah, well, Facebook has the translate option, which really helps.
That is why the first social network we recommend is Facebook.
Yeah.
We post all the biggest news and interesting events and stuff like that. It's all there.
That's the end of episode 1 of the Creative Mind podcast. Please remember to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. To keep up with the show, remember to follow it on Facebook at facebook.com/The Creative Mind Pod. Also, you can follow the podcast on Twitter at TCM Pod. Once again, thank you for listening to this episode of The Creative Mind. Remember to check back in 2 weeks for a new episode of The Creative Mind.